Well, it's that time of year again. It's band instrument season. And so I just wanted to give you some tips and pointers and also tell you about our band instrument program. We offer Yamaha and Jupiter instruments as well as other brands in the used department. We offer those at a really nice lease purchase program. That's a really highly recommended way to go if you have a new student. It gives some flexibility that you don't have if you just buy the instrument outright, which we do offer, cash discounts on sales if you just want to do that. I'll tell you about a little thing you can take advantage of later that might delay that a little bit for you. Our rental program works extremely well. 100% of the rent applies towards the purchase, so you're not just throwing money away on a long-term rent thing that you rent it till they graduate and then give the horn back and you've got nothing to show for it. With this plan, the rent does apply to the purchase, so eventually you do end up owning it. But one of the advantages, particularly with beginning students, is that you're not obligated to buy it. So if your student quits at the end of the year, decides band's not their thing, you can just bring it back. There's no penalties or anything like that. You can bring it back at any time. The other nice thing about it with beginning students, sometimes they aren't 100% certain what they're going to start with, and most of the band directors do a really good job trying to get them off with the instrument that they're most interested in and most suitable for. But sometimes things don't work out. So, for instance, they start on the trumpet, but because of mouth structure or whatever the case might be, they decide later on, well, that's not what I should have done. You can bring that back and we'll exchange it for a trombone or a saxophone or whatever the case might be. The rent that you paid on that first instrument will usually apply to the second instrument, so you're still not throwing that money away, and you've got some flexibility, something you don't have if you just buy that instrument outright. The other thing that we offer is you can start out on that rental program. You can pay it off early at any time, and we'll give you a good cash discount. Matter of fact, you'll get a special offer at the beginning of the following calendar year, usually January, February, we get that out. That applies all the rent that you've paid, plus gives you a cash discount. A couple other advantages. We do offer full warranty on all of our instruments, so even if it's a used instrument, we put the same as a new warranty on it. Your warranty for the rental program also includes free summer checkups. So it's always a good idea to have those instruments checked out during the summer, make sure they're going to be good for the fall, and that's included. All of our rental instruments come with your basic starting supplies. So, for instance, on the woodwinds, they come with reeds and cork grease and swab. On the brass winds, they come with your beginning oils and lubricants that you need. So there's nothing else to buy except for a method book. It's a pretty low monthly payment. We try to make it low enough that you can afford to get your kid a good instrument. And that's really the key. Learning to play an instrument is difficult. It's difficult for anybody. Learning to play an instrument that doesn't play well in the first place is pretty much impossible. And so you want to make sure and get a good quality instrument that plays well for your student. Give them the best chance they can at success learning to play that instrument. I want to go into just a little bit of some warnings and some things you might be tempted to look at, and they're worth looking at. A lot of times when people see the cost of a new quality instrument from Yamaha or Jupiter or any of the other major manufacturers, they'll go, one of the first places they go is online and eBay or Amazon or whatever. And a lot of times you'll see an instrument there, brand new trumpet for almost 1/10 the cost of what a new Yamaha, Jupiter, Conn, Bundy, any of the other major brands are. You will not find one director that will recommend those instruments. We deal with about 40 directors, and not a one of them is really in favor of any of these instruments. They're generally very poor quality. There's little or no warranty that's actually a usable warranty because there's no way to get parts for them, or you have to ship them back and then wait for them to replace it or fix it if they can. They'll send it back to you. The kid's without the instrument for 3 weeks while it's being shipped back and forth. But really the quality, they're kind of disposable. So really beware of those. If you see an instrument that says brand new and it's 1/10 the cost of what any of the major manufacturers are charging for the similar instrument, beware. That's not a good quality instrument. And as I said, it's hard to play, hard to learn to play, but it's almost impossible to learn to play when the instrument isn't of good quality to start with. Big caveat I'm going to throw here. When you go to that eBay, and I did the search just before I started the video here, if if you go to eBay, for instance, and you type in new Yamaha trumpet, and that's exactly what I typed in here, within 2 searches from the top, I've got a brand new 2012 B-flat trumpet, and it says Yamaha right there in the description. You look closely, by the way, it's $165.62 with free shipping. But if you look closely, it's one of those discount trumpets that's probably $125, but they throw in a $25 Yamaha care kit, which is oil and grease and things. And so it's real deceptive and real easy to get taken by that. It's been more than a few times over the last couple of years that I've had a customer come in wanting repair on their instrument or wanting it fixed because it isn't playing right, and then I have to break the news that I can't really fix the instrument because I can't get parts for it. And they say, well, why not? It's a Yamaha. And I have to show them that no, it's not a Yamaha. And this is what they got taken by, was they saw that Yamaha in the title line, made the quick assumption that it's a Yamaha trumpet, when in fact it's not. It's one of those discount brands. Now, if you are a little squeamish about that, the ticket price on Yamaha Jupiter, the newer name brand, reputable manufacturer instruments, we do have an alternative. It's not as cheap as that $125 trumpet or $169 saxophone you see on eBay, but it's not as expensive as our Yamaha Jupiter line. And I've got one right here. This is the new Nuova line that we took on this year. These are available for cash purchase. As I said, not as expensive as our Yamaha Jupiter, not quite as high quality, but they play well. And here's the big thing: they do come with a warranty, and we can get parts, so we can actually service these instruments. So something else to consider. Now, this is to say that there aren't some good deals out there. Often you can find a student that's graduating and they aren't going to continue with music, and so mom's got their old saxophone for sale. Those are worth looking at. Make sure it's of a name brand. Feel free to bring it into the shop. We can check it out, kind of tell you if it needs any repairs. So sometimes there's those nicely used instruments that are available and are a good deal. You need to know what you're looking for. Ask your band director for assistance. Come in and feel free to ask us questions. We do offer repairs for those instruments, so if you have, say, an older child, or maybe it's your horn from when you were a kid growing up and you want to pass that down to your kid, bring it on in. We can do repairs, give you an evaluation, and make sure that it's good to go. And that's probably the main point of this video. We love music, and we want everyone to love music, and we really want your kid to be successful with their band program. My mom bought my saxophone. She actually on this same rental plan from Jerry's Music before it was Lou Krause Music, almost a long time ago. Anyway, she had no idea that when she was making those monthly payments, that inside that saxophone case was a lifetime of music and enjoyment for me, now on guitar and playing with a band, and the biggest thing now, even my career. She had no idea that that was there, and I'd love to pass that same experience on to everybody else. And that's the only way I was able to do that, is because she cared enough to get me a quality instrument that played well from a reputable store, and so I had half the battle fought right there, because I had an instrument that we knew played well and had the support of my parents. And so come on down, stop by the store, let us help you out. We'll be glad to find the right instrument with your child, and do everything we can to make sure that music is successful in their life.